Okay. Oh, goodness. I've not used my voice very much. Hope everyone can hear me. If you can't hear what I'm saying, raise your hand. Yeah, I think we'll get the stream started off pretty soon. It's gonna be something just kind of chill tonight, I think. Nothing too fancy. I don't know. Honestly, I just want an excuse to have people to talk to while I build. That's always kind of the motivation behind the streams. It's I don't know. I think it's probably as relaxing for me as it is for you guys, hopefully. Turn this up just a little bit. All right, cool. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, well, we're back in the city today. Oh, there's a lot of, trying to think, since the last time I streamed, not a lot has changed. I think a lot of it has just been the interior of the castle has gotten a bit more extreme. People have been hard at work doing some, oh, that's not my shaders. Where did my shaders go? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. These are the internal shaders. They're not as pretty. I'm honestly actually really surprised that I'm ever able to turn the shaders on at the same time that I'm streaming. Honestly, I wasn't convinced that my computer would be able to handle that, but let's get rid of the night vision. But yeah, I don't know. It's coming along, you know. It's slow progress. So this is kind of this is, I guess, what we accomplished last stream. This is looking really good. I'm really happy with how this is shaping up. Yeah, I don't know. It's just got such a unique shape, and I love the towers. John has just done a really good job with all of the exterior detailing and stuff, and this statue is just beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. It's very much one of those projects that ended up being a lot cooler than I thought it would be before I started working on it. I can't wait to see what happens with the interior, because currently we've got let's see, I think we have one room. Got the Hall of Heroes, which is really cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. This floor pattern is just magnificent, but yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, the rest of this is just kind of empty right now, so it'll be really cool, I think, to see. I don't know what ends up getting put in. I don't know. I can't get over these pillars with the commanded armor stands and everything. It was just such a cool idea. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've really ever seen that anywhere before. I mean, I'm sure other people have done it, but yeah, I don't know. Got lots of neat stuff. Hey, it's Travi. What's up? Speaking of League of Legends, this is this kid in the chat's one of my old school League buddies from way back when I was worse at the game than I am now. I'm not gonna claim to be actually good at anything, but thanks, man. But yeah, Travi's like all fancy and stuff. We've known each other for a long time now. It's kind of wild. In fact, even though we met playing League of Legends and we were like internet friends and everything, we have actually met in person despite living in completely different parts of the country. It's pretty wild. But yeah, things are looking good. This is what I wanted to talk about before I was ambushed by Travi. MCX has been working on this building. This is the last little cluster of buildings in Reimgate. Yeah, I gotta admit, League of Legends is very much a extremely toxic game. The only reason I still play is because I'm badly addicted, so, you know. But yeah, so we've got some buildings going up. You know, we've got, I think, just like 3 more outlines, maybe 2 or 3. Oh, that's new. I didn't see that little. That's nice. I like that little balcony. But yeah, we got these 3 little outlines right here. That's probably all going to be one connected building. And we got these 2 little outlines, and I think a little bit of a little additional detail work on this. And I think this is going to be our very first like completely finished district, which is, it's wild. Let's see if I can give like a kind of a top-down view of all this, because it's actually, there's a lot of buildings in here. MCX and Bart mostly have been working on this area, and you know, I mean, look at all this. It's really filling in a lot. I don't know. It's you know, and then here, this little bottleneck right here is kind of this is the dividing line between Reimgate and Greenleaf and Starlight's Vigil. So there it is. There's Reimgate in all its glory. Soon to be our first finished district. So that's very exciting. The whole city project is coming along really well. We got some really beautiful stuff going on, and I don't know. I keep thinking that people are gonna run out of steam, and we're gonna hit one of those periods where like nothing gets built for a couple of months, but people just keep going. Train keeps rolling. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it, you know. It's a good thing, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, doing this is a lot of probably my favorite thing to do in this game is just fly around and look at all the fancy stuff. I don't know why I'm flying so slow. Yeah. All right. Let's see, what else is new in the world of Illias? I guess we can go to give a little do a little tour of the castle, see what's going on there. Yeah, we've got this outer district out on this cliff top that's been being laid out by Bart. She's slowly been filling it in with lots of little buildings and things. How's it going, Killstreak? Nice to have you here. Just it's a big creative Minecraft project based off of a Dungeons and Dragons world. And we've been building it for almost a year. In fact, that's another thing I should bring up. Goodness, the birthday for this project, the 1-year anniversary of this whole thing, is coming up on like March 15th, March 17th, something like that. I gotta look it up. But yeah, we're coming up close on 1 year since I, you know, generated the world file and everything, which is just absolutely nuts. I guess this is what 1 year of work looks like. Honestly, I didn't think it would look anywhere near this complete. You know, we're coming along. You can see MCX and one of our newest member, Finn, Dolphin Boy. They're working on some, I think, trees. These are going to be fancy birch trees and all that. They've been hard at work. Let's pop inside the castle for a little bit. I don't remember what I've shown people and what I haven't shown people. Oh, goodness. Hey, how's it going, Millbill? Oh, how many hours total? I'm tempted. I don't know. I have a tendency to exaggerate, but I would be tempted to say thousands, at least hundreds. You know, I'd say that in general. We've got a strong work ethic. It's true, but yeah, no, it's oh man, I don't know. I think there's definitely, you know, there's never a week that goes by that there isn't at least someone who's worked a handful of hours. You know, although it is a little bit skewed because at the beginning, all the way up from March of 2020 all the way until I think August, it was just me. It was a solo venture. It was just me building stuff. And it was, yeah, it was, you know, I mean, progress was slow, right? Because I just don't get that much done. But then we started gaining traction. You know, now there are 6 people on the server. We got 6 people, and things are, you know, there's always someone who's around, you know. Definitely there are some of us who have more free time than others, you know. Lots of people have lives and real world things they need to take care of. But, you know, I can respect that for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much of this people have already seen. I don't want it to be a boring tour, but I thought it would be fun to walk around and stuff. I mean, a lot of this stuff is still pretty amazing to me, despite the fact that I'm here almost every day. Oh, but I digress. Let's see. Oh, this is a fun thing that I discovered the other day. Underneath the ballroom, we've got bathrooms, and then the bathrooms have windows that lead out into this little pond. It's like a luxury hotel. This is exactly the kind of thing you'd find in a castle, right? Windows that in the bathroom that lead out to a pond. Look at these like sinks and stuff too. This is just, I don't know, and that water physics. Oh, I love it. There's this like medieval bathrooms in a like a wizardy fantasy setting. I don't know, it gets me every time. But yeah, let's see. What is this? Oh, this is the Weeping Corridor. This is pretty cool. Let's see if we can get a view. You got the ceiling is made with the new. I mean, I guess it's not that new anymore, but the weeping obsidian blocks. And we get this particle effect that drips onto the floor. Kind of fun. Yeah, this I will say the castle's becoming quite a labyrinth. I get lost a lot. See, like this hallway, like I don't even necessarily understand. I guess this hallway just leads out here into the garden again. This is, oh, that's gonna be a greenhouse, so we're right next to the greenhouse. Yeah, I don't know. I get lost though. It's getting pretty expansive because a lot of this the castle goes way deep underground on top of it going up. So you can see the palette is changing as we go down. I think this was Bart who did this. It's kind of cool, you know. It starts out mostly quartz. We get a little bit of diorite. We get a little bit of the stone brick. Starts to transition darker and darker, and then once we get down here to the bottom, we're fully in, you know, blackstone and basalt territory. We got this. This is the royal crypt. This is the first thing that Finn built when he joined up a couple weeks ago. Really cool place. Got some, you know, sarcophagi for the fallen kings of old and statues of a few of the gods and stuff. It's overall, ooh. See, this is why I don't play survival. But yeah, it's a neat. I don't know. It was surprising to me that this was the first thing that he built. Oh, have a good night, man. Glad you could make it at least for a little bit, you know. But yeah, we got kind of a collapsed roof. I don't know. It's just it's nice in here. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, see, I'm gonna get lost. I know that that there are ways to get up to the upper floors. I don't have them memorized. Now I have to climb up most of these stairs. Let's see. Okay, now we're back on ground floor. Oops, gotta go the other way. I think if we keep going up, we'll end up in the castle proper. Let's see. This is a library. This is the folded library. It's got kind of an interesting shape. It's behind this big stained glass window. Yeah, we've got all these little redstone lamps and stuff, and lots of the bookshelves, obviously, because, you know, library. Yeah, this is really cool. This is another Bart build. She is a mad woman. Let's see, what else we got? Wood paneling. This is the second floor of the library. Let's see. What is this? Where are we? Where are we? Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is like the main body of the castle. I'm not sure. I guess this is just like a skylight. I don't want to fall. Yeah, there's like a fountain there at the bottom. Let's see. Somewhere around here is the rest of the castle. I'm lost. Okay, here we go. I found the throne room. Hey, how's it going? So here's the throne room. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have one of the people who's working on the server. Yeah. Well, it's her game name, right? Like, I'm Astro, but my name isn't actually Astro. You know, just spoiler alert. My name is actually Evan, but I don't think her birth name is Bart. I could be wrong about that, but she goes by Bart on the, you know, like you go by Travi, right? Yeah, it was a little confusing, but I don't know. It's just like anything. You kind of just get into the flow of things and stop thinking about it. Anyway, this is the throne room. It's very grand. I love the ceiling. It's very tall. It's tall enough that we've got like trees as decoration. Oh no, I have been. My secret is out. You guys promise you won't tell anyone, right? Because I mean, oh man, that would be really awkward if the world found out that legally my name is not Astro. Oh man, this is just gonna be a whole thing now. I shouldn't have said anything. Now everyone's gonna know. All right, here's the deal, guys. None of this ever leaves this chat. That's it. You guys are the only ones who know, and you're not allowed to tell anyone else. It's a secret. You guys gotta swear that you won't tell anyone that you are the sole knowers of the knowledge that my name is not actually Astro on my birth certificate. Oh, good lord. You guys are gonna out me on Reddit. That's not cool, man. That is not cool. We've got like a pastry table up here. Oh, look at this. I love it with the item stands and everything, or item frames. I don't know. It looks like a banquet table, right? It looks like what you'd find at a Holiday Inn when there's a conference. All right, there we go. See, you guys are sworn to secrecy. Sworn. It's a blood oath, but minus blood because the sight of blood makes me queasy. So we're not doing blood, but in all other ways, it is a blood oath. I am lost. I don't know where I am. Okay, we're back here. How do we get up higher? I think we can go here. I don't know. there's like only 4 or 5 staircases in the entire palace. So usually to get up to the next floor, you just have to find one of them. Sometimes that's difficult though. What is this? Oh, this is like oh, I didn't even know this was here. It's like a little, it's a nice area to chill. Look at these, like, recliner things. I don't know. That's cool. Let's see. We got the royal bath chambers. I'm definitely sure that you guys, at least some of you have seen this before. But, where the king takes a bath. It's, an episode of King's Gone Wild where we're in his bathroom. We're gonna take one of his towels and sell it on eBay. The changing screen, and of course, the ever-present golden pants for when the king is feeling fancy. I feel like everyone needs a pair of gold pants. I don't know, it just seems like something that everyone should have, you know? Because, I mean, how else are you really going to party heartily if you do not own a pair of golden pants, you know? I would dare to say that perhaps you would not be partying heartily at all. Just regular partying. Yeah, it's true though. I mean, part of it is like that I have not been heavily involved in the construction of the palace. I built the outside. So I built these towers and the windows and stuff. And I left the inside completely empty. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that later. And then luckily, I was fortunate enough to run into oh, is it very blurry? I could probably do that. That's something I'll have to look into. Maybe for the next stream. I'll try to hold still a little bit more. Just so that, because my internet connection here is not great. I think sometimes the bit rate is a little funky. Oh yeah, that's my internet. It's what is it? Spectrum, the ever evil Spectrum. Also, I think that once I turn the shaders off, things will get a little bit better. Because generally, it just makes everything slow down. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I turned motion blur way down, but like I said, I mean, you guys can see in the upper corner, like it's, my computer is handling it, not handling it particularly well. But yeah, no, that's something I'll look into for future streams and stuff. It's good to know, because I mean, stuff like that, I don't hear about it, you know. I mean, I don't know about it unless you guys tell me. So, yeah, I don't know. It's something I'll definitely put some thought into and see if I can figure out. But yeah, so this is kind of the other big project that we've been, and by we I mean I mostly, because it's just been the last couple days. Hey, what's up, Andy? How's it going? Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you. Oh man, we're meeting all sorts of old friends today. This is it's like a, I don't know, like a like flashback city. So this city is going to be 1 year old in like 2 weeks. Yeah, no, it's I think the day that I generated this world file was like March 15th, March 17th, something like that, of 2020. So this city is about a year old now. I'm actually very excited. I don't know. I had no idea that this would go on this long. You know, I think like a lot of people, you know, these kinds of projects, it's hard to stay focused on them for that long. So I kind of assumed, like any rational person, that I'd build the city for, you know, a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. and then get bored with it and move on to something else, you know. Oh yeah, so we have six total builders. We've got 6 people helping build on this. Well, 5 and me, so 6 total. It's been about a year of 6 people working on this, and it's going very well. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to do. You can see, in particular, let me see if I can fly over there a little bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, the streams are a relatively new thing. I've only been doing it for a couple of weeks. In fact, videos in general are something that are fairly new. I realized at some point that it would be nice to, you know, to do more than share pictures, to, you know, have like an actual channel, and, you know, that I was willing to put in the time and effort it took to run a halfway decent YouTube channel. So it's been fun. You know, I've never been the kind of person that enjoys being in front of a camera. You know, I'm generally a fairly quiet person. But yeah, I don't know. It's liberating in a lot of ways. And I think that in particular, this kind of project is something that, you know, I have fun doing this because, and the reason I've been able to stick with it so long is because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. You know, this city and this world in general are parts of, you know, a world that I've been kind of building in my head and on paper for Dungeons & Dragons games. Yeah, that's what I mean, so the reason I'm doing it on YouTube right now is because I already had a YouTube channel, and so doing the YouTube live thing was really easy, because all you have to do is click the button that says start stream, and then I'm streaming. Oh, but I am not on Twitch. I'd like to start streaming on Twitch at some point, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm not really sure how it works, and it's something that I'm gonna have to do some research and figure it all out. But you know, we will. I would like to do some streaming on other platforms, and I know that there are ways. I'm not entirely sure what the ways are, but there are ways to stream on multiple platforms at the same time, which would be kind of cool. You know, I'm not necessarily... Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm not too concerned with this being like a really popular stream. You know, I don't have any illusions about this channel or any of this becoming like, you know, I don't know, really, really popular or anything like that. You know, I'm mostly doing it for fun, because I like playing Minecraft, and it's fun to play Minecraft and have other people, you know, who want to see you play Minecraft be able to watch you, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm using just regular OBS, but I know that there's, I don't know, I think Streamlabs has a thing that'll let you do that sort of thing. I don't know. Oh, at some point I need to find someone who knows what they're talking about when it comes to all of this, and maybe one of you guys can help me out and sit down and really get it figured out, because everything I've been doing so far for the entirety of this project has been making it up as I go. You know, I mean, I didn't start playing Minecraft until last February. So, I mean, I've only been playing this game for about a year. And it's been a steep learning curve trying to figure out how everything works, trying to figure out, you know, I don't know. Like, I used to have so much trouble just with like really basic stuff. Like I didn't realize that spectator mode existed. I knew that I could fly around in creative mode because that's where I started, but someone showed me that spectator mode was a thing, and that changed everything because now I could fly through buildings to get out of places. Before, I would carefully mine my way out block by block and then put all the blocks back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's nice having you though. Ooh, 9 a.m. That's rough. But yeah, I hope to see you at the next one. But yeah, you know, it's been figuring things out very slowly as I go. You know, none of this is intuitive to me, so any help that people can provide would be greatly appreciated. We'll get it figured out though. Anyway, I suppose that now would be a good time to actually get some stuff done, right? Because you guys didn't come to the stream to watch me fly around and talk about how difficult my life is. There are plenty of reality TV shows for that. But yeah, so I thought that something we'd work on today, something that I've been putting off for an awful long time. I've got this water, right? So sort of it's a river system that's up on top of the mountain. And currently it's supposed to flow out as waterfalls through these two little arches. I imagine that would be very picturesque. But the problem with that is that currently, if I let the water flow out, it is going to flow out into the forest. And that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So one of the things that I've been meaning to do is I think I need to dig a lake. I think that makes the most sense, is to just kind of carve out a lake shape and have the water flow into there, and then I'll probably route it kind of around the mountain like this, connect it up here to this system of water. No, that's okay. I don't know if we're gonna get to the waterfall portion of things today, to be honest. I think just digging the lake itself is going to be like a multi-day process, so no worries there. But yeah, so I think, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be kind of slow going. I think really just going to start by moving some of these trees out of the way. I wish there was a more convenient way to do it, but I think I'm just going to have to do it with brushes. Let's see if I can spell. So I'm using World Edit for all of this, for anyone who's interested. And what I'm doing is, with World Edit, you're allowed to bind brush tools to regular Minecraft tool items. So like this axe. And basically what I've done is I've given it a command that says, hey, whenever you click the mouse button, I'm going to make a sphere that's made out of air, which basically just deletes things. But I'm only going to do it in places, I'm only going to replace oak leaves with air. So it's, yeah. I think I don't know. There's probably a better way to do this. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of things in Minecraft that are still not very intuitive, so. But this works for me. We're just gonna fly around and turn some leaves into air, I guess. It's nice because it doesn't damage any of the other blocks around. The only downside is that I have to go through with, you know, one by one with all the different kinds of blocks. So this one will only do oak, and then I got to do one with birch and one with, I don't know, whatever other kind of leaves are here, and then I have to go through and do the trunks of the trees. But I don't mind. It's a little soothing, you know? I don't know. It's like I imagine that in you know, when people who play Minecraft are like older, I guess, that this will be like the equivalent of, you know, like having a garden that you go and tend your garden when you're retired and all of that. The Minecraft equivalent. Go out and tend your pinned your Minecraft trees. Oh, it's gonna be wild, you know? Because I mean, by the time that I don't know. I mean, I don't know how old people are, but by the time that people my age are, kind of retiring age, from like, or hypothetically retiring age, that things are going to be very different, the things that people do for fun, instead of bingo night, maybe you'll have Dungeons and Dragons night, right? At the retirement home. That'd be wild. Actually, I think that, based on, I honestly think that would be fun already for people involved. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a wild and crazy world we live in. And I'm always interested to see how things kind of change over time. I'm really liking this song. I don't know what it is, but it is it's funky. Let's see. That's probably enough trees. I don't really know how big this lake is going to be. Probably this is enough space. I don't want it to be like a really big lake, It's not going to be, like the Great Lakes of the United States or anything like that. Probably something a little bit on a smaller scale. More like a large pond, perhaps. Okay, so now we're going to mask birch leaves. And just rinse and repeat. But yeah, I don't know if I've really said this much before, but I'm really enjoying this whole streaming thing. Everyone has been really nice. It's I don't know, it's like the communities that I've run into playing Minecraft in general have just been really positive, which is surprising considering, I don't know, I mean, my background when it comes to video games is like StarCraft and League of Legends, which do not have the most positive and uplifting communities in the world. And I just kind of assumed that Minecraft would be something similar. Just be a lot of angry people yelling. But I've found that it is actually very much the opposite. Everyone I've run into playing this game has been very, very kind and gracious. And I've made some very good friends. So it's a nice change of pace. Let's see, I think we're going to do oak logs next. Look at us deforesting. Or like, ooh, I have to be careful because I think that these roots, I don't think there's any oak in there, but they are made out of wood, so it would be a shame to accidentally poke a hole in our big tree roots. These oak trunks are a little bit harder to click on. They blend in kind of with the dirt. Yeah, the League community is, as a whole, very toxic. But the game itself is sometimes fun, so keeps us coming back, I guess. For better or for worse. And some of these trees are like, I don't know, it must be like a thing that some trees just have more complex shapes. I guess that's maybe a Minecraft thing. Because like we've got things like this where like look at all these branches, and then we have like stick tree. I don't know. It's probably a thing. Alright, let's just get rid of the rest of these. It's interesting, we've got some, I don't know where these cobblestone pillars come from. I think they're left over from some world painter shenanigans I got up to early in the build when I was trying to figure out how to shape the mountain itself. If I had to guess, that's probably where they came from, but they're weird. You find them, I find them in the weirdest places, and I'm not exactly sure why they do that. Let's see. I also like that we have more or less ignored all of the natural, like cave generations and stuff. Look at this. This is classic little Minecraft cave. And for the most part, I mean, I didn't really do anything with any of them. They're just kind of there, and most of the time I just fill them in. I do imagine that this world would be fun to play survival in. Like with the city here and everything. I think that would be kind of a fun thing. Maybe once I learn how to do survival better, we'll do some episodes of survival in the city. That'd be kind of fun. Okay, I think all that's left is birch. Mask. Where is... Oh, I guess I should type B for birch. Birch. Log. Alright. But, yeah, you can definitely see that the mountain itself was something that I mean, it's old. It's something I built very early in the beginning when I didn't really understand how things worked. So there's some weird stuff going on. Like, look at this. I don't know why that is the way it is. And there's like random trees like embedded in the mountain. Yeah, it's a lot of cleanup to do, but we'll get there. We will get there. It's gonna take a wee bit of time. Let's see. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. If we need more space, we can make more space. But I think for now, this is probably a good start. So I know for a fact that, this area down here needs to be a lake. And then also, if this is going to be a waterfall, then this area down here needs to be a lake. I also think that this nice staircase that I built all that time ago, I don't know, man. It's a royalty-free music playlist on YouTube, or at least they claim to be royalty-free. I don't want to get any strikes. No strikes for this channel. But I also want to have some music in the background. I don't know, man. It's wild. It's supposed to be the kind of like a lo-fi thing, so I don't know. Most of the music is good in it. Every once in a while you get something a little bit different. Not bad, just different. But yeah, I think this is going to be kind of a dual task, because we're going to be removing stuff to to create the shape of the lake, and we're also going to be adding stuff to sort of shape the edges of the lake. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do here, because originally I had this nice staircase, but I think that I don't think the staircase is going to be, it's going to go right into the lake, and that's not great. All right, no lollygagging. Let's see. So we're just gonna use a mask command with no actual blocks. And that means that now we have a very dangerous tool, because anything we click on, it digs a hole. Looks like they're working some more on the trees over there. So we're going to use this, and we're just going to start digging a big hole. Kind of down here, just at the bottom of this whole thing. I think it's going to be sort of a dual thing, like I said, where we dig away some and then we add some back. I think that's the best way to get some nice sculpted shape on these sorts of builds. Also gonna get rid of this water because it's bugging me. Drain. I'm floating away. What is the drain command? Drain 30. There we go. There's like a weird amount of water everywhere because I accidentally flooded the city a couple weeks ago. We call that Wet Friday. At least I call it Wet Friday. I don't know what everyone else calls it. But, hey, look at this. Look at all these random pockets of water. I don't know why any of this is here. But it is sort of annoying. Let's see. A couple more small ponds. I think this whole thing is just going to be easier to work with if it's dry. And imagine if you could do this, like real architects could do this, you know? They have to build a house and they say, hey, I don't like this pond. Let's just go dry it up. I mean, I guess sometimes that is what they do, but I don't know. You know, that's one of the things that playing Minecraft has given me like that much more respect for people who do real architecture for a living. It is hard. It's hard enough in a game with blocks, you know, where you don't, you know, where nothing actually has to follow the laws of physics and all of that. You know, it's definitely that much harder when you actually have to follow all the rules. So, architects are the real heroes, to be honest. The real heroes. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking this area in the middle. I think that, I think I might make it like a little island. I think that might be kind of fun. So we'll kind of dig it out a little bit around it. Maybe not all of it though. Leave kind of a funky shaped island in the middle. Could be kind of a neat feature. I'm always looking for ways to kind of jazz up the build, so I don't like that. Kind of like that, this is a little better, I think. Kind of leave that. We'll just work our way around the edge here. Maybe take a bite out of it there. It's kind of a fun shape for an island, right? I think maybe that needs to go. Yeah. It's actually a pretty good sized island. And I think that we could put some little buildings on it and stuff. Make it into a, I don't know, be a nice little lakeside, or, you know, in lake center town or something like that. So I know there will be at some point. I'd like to put a little town out here somewhere. Just because we are right next to the main gates to the city, right? So it would make sense for their, you know, whenever you have really large cities, inevitably you've got the little truck stop towns that spring up off at the freeway exits, right? That's kind of what all this is. I kind of like this kind of foot-shaped thing that sticks out here, so I think I won't mess with that, but I will dig away some of the rest of this just to make a little bit of room. We don't need to worry too much about everything being like exactly the right depth or anything. All of this will eventually get a bit deeper. We've got some lava. That's okay, because lava is no match for me. Look at that. What a madman, jumping straight into lava. It's professional Minecraft stuff right there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hoping that this doesn't interfere too much with the landscape. I think it'd be nice if it, you know, if it still looked, I'm really hoping that this will look good when I'm done. There is a distinct possibility that I will get all of this done and look at it and be like, wow, that looks really terrible, and have to do it all over again. But I'm hoping in my heart of hearts that that is not the case. So I think this isn't a bad shape for a lake. It's a little bit strange. I think some of this will need to be sort of more figured out. Yeah, I think it gives us some character, you know. I don't want this to be like a super round lake or anything. the leaves seem to appear more at the tips of branches. Look at that. Tree knowledge right there. That is some grade A tree knowledge. Just in case you guys were curious about where the leaves of birch trees most commonly appear, MCX has you at the tips of the branches and on the finer ones. Let's see. So that's like the world's worst river. We're gonna go clog up this end so that we don't get water doing strange stuff, but we can always come back later and kind of unclog it. We can undam the river. But for now, we're just gonna fill this up so that the water tends to do weird things when we start getting world edity around it. So I'd like to avoid that if I can. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't hear the most of the conversation. I just see the random stuff that ends up in the chat, you know. So I'm just over here doing my thing, and suddenly I see the leaves go at the tips of the branches. I'm like, that's good advice. That is some grade A quality advice, you know. These are the things that people need to know. Oh, got more water. I have to say, I think the drain command is possibly my favorite command, because water is such a finicky thing to deal with in Minecraft. Let me see. I want to work on the shape a little bit. I think it would make sense if it connected all the way like this. Which I recognize that I just clogged that up and now I'm unclogging it. But I'm fickle. I'm allowed to change my mind, right? That seems like something I'm allowed to do. Maybe I'm not. Hard to say. Yeah, you can see the water gets weird. So at some point we'll have to unweird the water, but what is going on down here? Some very weird terrain generations. Yeah, we'll have to come and smooth this all out, but we also have a tree. I don't know why there's a tree underwater. I don't know. It looks bad now, but it's hopefully one of those situations where, just like magic, we come back and press a few buttons and suddenly it doesn't look terrible, it looks amazing. That's what I hope anyway. Alright, let me see. The mouth of this river, as it goes this way, needs to just kind of, it needs to open up a little bit as it kind of merges with this larger body of water. Wow, there's a lot of random water hidden down here. Alright, let's take a look at this river shape, because this is far too much of a random straight line. I'm also not really a fan of the fact that it kind of bends around this foothill here, but I think it's probably not too bad. I mean, I know that rivers tend to take the path of least resistance, right? That's what we learn in earth science class in grade school or whatever. And it would make sense to me that the dirt would be easier for the river to make its way across than this raised stone area. So maybe that makes enough sense that it won't mess with our suspension of disbelief and all that. We just accidentally made a really deep hole. Let's make that hole less deep. Just trying to get this little corner off. There we go. I think if we kind of make this come out a little bit and then narrow back down, end up with kind of a, you know, we've got kind of a segmented lake thing going that I think it's not bad. We've also got a default Minecraft village right there. Alright, let's see if we can fly up and see the shape of this. It's not bad. That river is very, very straight. It may be something we need to alter, to be honest. I think also this island might need to be a little bit smaller. I think it's too big for it to believably be a lake island. You know, lakes have small islands, maybe not this big. So I think we'll kind of chop off the tip of this and trying to get all the floaty bits. There we go. Good enough. Oops. Let's undo that because I want to try to get. There we go. That's a little bit better. It's a smaller island. I think that's more believable. I think also I'd like to carve this back just a little bit. And we'll come back through and fix a lot of this after we, you know, we're going to dig it all out and then put a bunch of it back. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Some really big caves down here. Look at this. Oh no, that's just a lighting glitch. Okay, I thought that was a cave. It's not. I don't know exactly why those generate. It has to do with world edit, but what are you gonna do? I think there are plugins that we can download that'll help remedy all that, but oh, that's just one more thing on the list of things to do, so I'll get around to it eventually. Okay, so we're just gonna widen and deepen the river a little bit. I think we also need to decrease our brush size. Let's try a size 3 sphere. This gives us a little more control because we're not taking big bites, we're taking little nibbles. Let's just be a little bit more picky about what we do and do not remove. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be honest, you know, I don't 100% know what I'm doing with all of this, but I'm making up a lot of it as I go. That's part of the fun. Let's see. Just trying to break up the outline of this a little bit. It's not such a straight line. It's helping a little bit. Trying to get it to sway just a little bit side to side. So we'll backfill some of that, and I think that'll help. Let's see. Let's nibble away at this a little bit. It's kind of hard to see from way up here. And we will, you know, I mean, this isn't going to stay quite so, you know, square and awkward looking. We'll come back in and with a smoothing tool and probably a lot of stuff done by hand, and we'll definitely clear it out a little bit. Right now we're just sketching in the basic outline of what we want, and later on we'll come back and really just get it all detailed out. Look at all the squares. I mean, this whole game is squares, but in particular, you know, look at all because I'm using you know, sphere tools in a game made out of cubes. You end up with a lot of squares, because once you get down to a small enough size, the game kind of interprets all circles as squares, right? Let's see. But yeah, I think it's I don't know. This is honestly what a lot of my evenings look like, especially right now during the whole quarantine situation. With things are getting better, obviously, you know, but the U.S. did not do a great job, I don't think, in general. And things are getting back to normal at a slower rate than perhaps in other places. So on the bright side for me, means that I have more free time to play Minecraft, but on the downside, I'm also not receiving a paycheck for playing Minecraft, so, you know, pros and cons, I suppose. Pros and cons. Let's see. Kind of curious about how deep this, the bottom of this is. I know that, we've got a decent amount of space. Because the water level right now is 62. So, I don't think we have to worry too much about, like, bottoming out. But yeah, you can already see that this stairway right here, that's not going to cut it. That's just not going to work. We're going to have to rethink that. But it's part of the process, you know? It's part of the creative process. You build stuff, you realize it doesn't work, it doesn't make sense, you don't like it. You build it again, and you repeat that process until you end up with something that you don't hate, or that you hate the least amount. And that's what you stick with in the end. Let's see. I do want some parts of this lake bed. You know, I don't want it to be really uniformly deep. I think it'd be nice if there were some parts of the lake bed that were definitely deeper than other parts. Let's see. You know, it's funny because I'm spending a lot of time and effort digging out this and trying to put thought into how it all fits together, but the reality of the situation is it's the bottom of a lake, you know? I don't know if anyone's ever really gonna look at it, but it's those little details, you know, that I think really bring the world to life. You know, I mean, it's very easy to ignore things like that, to say, well, no one's ever going to see the bottom of the lake. We don't need to worry about making it, you know, believable or interesting. But I don't know. I think that's part of the artistic process, is to do that stuff anyway, you know, because even if, you know, it's not intended for anyone to ever see it, maybe someone will look. And maybe, you know, maybe someone, when this world is a downloadable world, people will download this and some poor soul will dive down to the bottom of the lake and say, hey, this is pretty cool. And I think that's enough for me, you know? I think that if even one person, you know, thinks that, hey, it's cool that they took the time to actually, you know, dig out and shape the bottom of this lake in a Minecraft world that no one ever really, you know, not many people even see. But hey, oh look, it's a bumblebee. I love the bees in Minecraft. Oh, he's got his little hive down there. They're very cute. They're one of my favorite animals. I mean, I like pretty much all the animals in Minecraft. I like pretty much all animals in general. But in particular, the bees. The bees have a special place in my heart. Bees in general. They're cute. I mean, wasps and hornets, they're another matter entirely. No one likes those jerks. But bees are, they're okay. You know, and they're a vital part of the ecosystem. Save the bees. It's always it's a thing. Okay. I think we have dug enough random holes in the ground. Let's take a peek at the damage. It is a little weird, but yeah, they're the bee's knees. Quite literally, bees are the bee's knees, on account of them being bees who have knees. At least leg joints. I don't know if you'd really call them knees. I would, but perhaps if you were a professional biologist, you might not call them knees. But I think it's just, it's far too charming to think of bees as having bees' knees. To pass that up, you know, that's the opportunity of a lifetime. Okay. I think this is going to work. Yeah. I kind of like this shape. It's got kind of, you know, it hugs the mountain a little bit, which is not a bad thing. And it's, yeah, it's got something interesting, right? We have a point of interest. We have that little island. And I think it'll look good once there's water in it, and once once we get rid of all the random circles that are down there. And the most important thing that we need to check is the shape of the lake, as far as I can tell, does not resemble any sort of genitalia. Because, you know, as much as Penis Lake is fantastic, yeah, it's you know, it's not something that we want to build on purpose if we can avoid it. I find that as I go, that's something that I am taking into consideration more and more. You know, it's like, is this building I'm building suggestive in any way? Am I gonna get made fun of? Are people gonna call me out on Reddit saying, hey, dude, you made a lake, but your lake looks like a giant dong? I hope not. If it is, I feel very bad for the poor chap, but you know, it takes all sorts, I suppose. Okay. That sort of talk aside, I think now we can start kind of cleaning this outline up. So I've got a couple tools that I use when I'm trying to take this and turn it into like an actual riverbed. They're both brushes with the World Edit utilities and stuff. One of them is a smoothing brush, which, to be honest, I can't tell you exactly what it does. All I know is that it takes things and flattens them out a little bit, and you know, makes them, you know, gets the big square corners out. And then I have another tool called a gravity brush that all it does is it takes any blocks that are floating and drags them down to the ground. Because if you look, you know, we definitely have parts of this river that are right now floating. And it would be a really big hassle to go through and fix them all by hand. And I'm, you know, very much a lazy person. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do it the easy way. We use a smooth brush. In this case, the number after smooth does not actually refer to the size of the brush, but rather the number of iterations. So I guess it's smooth. Every time I click, it smooths things 4 times. We can see that, yeah. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's one of my favorite brushes. It takes things, you know, it just makes things look, you know, just right off the bat a lot more natural. So we're going to use that a little bit. Yeah. Then we're also going to take this gravity. I wonder if we can put a number on that. I guess we can. Okay. I think we need to do a little bit of this first, just so we make sure that we don't have any floating blocks. And then we'll go through and smooth it. We won't worry too much about the kinds of blocks that are being represented here, so much as just the shape, the overall shape. Because, you know, like we've got grass blocks and stuff, but those can very easily change. That is no trouble. We can change the grass blocks into whatever we want. But the overall shape of things, that's something that I'm very concerned about. Well, that is weird. Doesn't always work exactly the way I'd like it. But the nice thing, and sometimes you hit trees and this happens. Oh no, I'm sorry, tree. Try to clean up some of these leaves. That's a sad tree. It's like half a tree. You know what? We're just gonna get rid of the whole tree. We're gonna hide our shame. I'm sorry for accidentally gravitating you, tree. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, like a lot of things, you know, creative things that we do. What is that? Oh, it's like a cave. A lot of this stuff is best accomplished by hand. You know, like if we do things by hand, they're going to look better than if we do them not by hand. But it's a good place to start, I think. We do have some really wild looking holes, but we'll come back and fix those later. Right now, I'm just gonna fly around and use this gravity brush to really just bring everything down to ground level. Ooh, we're getting some weird shapes. There's a lot of caves under here, I can tell. But 'tis okay, because smooth brush will help with that. Let's see. We're also getting some interesting kind of riverbank stuff, you know? I don't know exactly how high. I guess the water level is just going to be at that level, whatever that level looks like over here. But I don't know. I rather like the smooth brush because a lot of it, every single time you click, things change, and you never know exactly how they're going to change. You just know that they will. You can end up with some really interesting shapes that way. I like to come through and just go right down the middle of the water line with the smooth brush, and it gives us just, you know, it just kind of pulls everything into the right general shape. Ooh, there's definitely a cave under there. Look at that. Okay, but this will help ensure that we don't have holes in the bottom of the river, because that is another really big concern. It sounds kind of dumb, but if you have a hole in the bottom of your river, the water's gonna start, it's gonna kind of leak out a little bit. It can definitely cause some issues, so we don't want that. We'd like to avoid that. But we're getting some nice generations. There we go. Kind of cover up that random cave. Sometimes we gotta push this back a little bit. That's not so bad. Okay, so let's take a look. That is not so shabby. Not too shabby. I don't know. I don't think people actually say not so shabby. That sounds wrong. But it does look much more like a river now. At least I think so. But yeah, we're gonna. Whoa. There's gotta be something under there. My goodness. Okay. Let's kind of try to get an okay shape over here. I do think a little bit this area right here is probably going to have to be widened, because as it is just a little bit narrow. I don't think it's necessarily believable, that a river would form a shape like that. That's what my intuition tells me. My gut. Let's see. We're getting there though. This is definitely starting to look more like a lake and less like random holes in the ground. It looks less like I carpet bombed the entire landscape with TNT and more like I'm doing this on purpose, which is the goal. Oh, that is a deep cave down there. We may have to, let's grab another tool. I don't know what's a good tool. I try to keep them different so that I can remember which one is which. Let's use this one. Tool. Oh no, I don't have to do that. This is a brush. But I need to make a 5 radius brush, and then we're gonna mask air. Just gonna fill in this hole. Why is that not working? Huh. That's weird. Guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Now we just have to wait for all of the sand to fall. Cool. We can do the same thing. Use our gravity brush and our smooth brush to try and just get the bottom of this looking a little bit better. We might grab another one. I don't know. We don't have a wooden shovel yet. Maybe we should use a wooden hoe. And we got like the different tools, you know. They need to be represented. Air 5 mask. No mask. So this is what I was talking about a little bit. We dig out, we fill in, we dig out again. It's there's that hole again. Okay. Let's see if we can kind of fill that in. I wonder why it's not letting me place sand down at the bottom of the hole. There's probably a reason, but... Yeah, no sand allowed in here. Okay, new plan. We're gonna fill this with stone, and no one will ever know it was ever here. Okay, back to the smoothing. I think this island is actually going to be really... Oh, we smushed another tree. Oh no. Oh man, the park service is going to be all over my ass over this. I'm sorry. The gravity brush got out of my control. I was gravity brushing under the influence. Man, maybe we should have gotten rid of more trees. You know, I said at first that we didn't need to, but I may have been wrong. We're smushing trees all over the place. Oh well. I do want to clean them up though, just because if I don't clean them up now, I will forget to do it later, and then someone will be walking around. There'll be a bunch of nice looking trees, and then the one tree that just oh hey, what's up? I am working on a lake, so we're down kind of, the city's up there, and we've got a river up here. And I had this very nice picturesque, you know, image in my mind. We've got these twin waterfalls, right? And yeah, now that I've got the shaders off, the shaders do it. They kill everything. They're beautiful, but they kill everything. They're like, I don't know, like snow leopards, I think. Snow leopards are beautiful, but they kill everything. But yeah, so I've got this idea for some beautiful, beautiful waterfalls that are going to come down here. And before, this was just a forest. You can't have your waterfalls falling down on a forest. I mean, you could, and maybe that would be cool, but not here, not today. So we're just doing a little bit of work. I'm trying to figure out how to smooth this all out so that it doesn't look as bad. You know, it may still look bad. I'm willing to I'm willing to take that under consideration, but maybe it will look not as bad, huh? Oh, I don't know. I feel like, you know, everyone likes cats. The internet loves cats. Whoa. Oh, there's like a mine shaft down here. There was a mine shaft before I gravitied it out of existence. Sorry, mine shaft. Okay, let's see if we can... Gonna cover that up. No one ever has to know. And we'll just be careful not to gravity that area again, because otherwise all of that stuff we just covered it up with is going to fall into the mine shaft as well. That's kind of nice. I am liking the, you know, that I decided to play around with some depth with the lake and everything. You know, I think it doesn't make a lot of sense for these bodies of water to be uniformly deep or uniformly shallow. Definitely better if it's a bit of a mix. Oh, we keep doing that, huh? I swear to God, this is like half of what I do when I'm building is just trying to fix the mistakes I make. And I recognize on many levels that many of my problems would be fixed if I were less lazy and I did more of this stuff by hand. But I am also, as before mentioned, extremely lazy. So, you know, take all the shortcuts, for better or for worse. Let's see. It is interesting to see, you know, I don't know. It got me thinking the other day. I was doing some survival stuff. And it got me thinking that, you know, I don't really think too much about the blocks that get exposed when I do all this digging. But this is, you know, this is what is underneath the stuff that I'm building. You know, this is it. It's full of granite, diorite, a little bit of coal, and a little bit of iron there. I'm sure that somewhere there's probably some survival people who would be very happy to have that coal or that iron or something. I know I would if in the survival world that we're playing in. I would be very happy for things like that. We have to be very careful. If we gravity brush the wrong thing over here, this tower is going to get smushed into the ground, and that's going to be really sad. I'm going to cry, and I don't want to cry on stream. That would be embarrassing. That'd be kind of a low point in my life, I think. Whoa. That's a big hole. Okay. And for some reason, this will not let me... I don't know why it won't let me fill in the... Whoa. What is all this? Look at this. It's these are ravines, huh? Okay, we gotta do a little exploring. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look. Wow, this goes all the way under my lake. Huh. Who would have guessed? This is actually this is a big one. I mean, I don't actually know if it's big because, well, it's not that big, I guess. It stops here. It's pretty good size though. That's a deep hole. And here I am smushing stuff into it. Okay. Well, let's just pretend like we didn't see any of that and just, you know, fill it back in. Let's see. You know, the sand is kind of also kind of a placeholder, right? For sure, the end result will not be. Maybe there will be some sand. You know, definitely. I mean, definitely there will be some sand, but there will not be nearly this much. Let me see. Need to flatten the bottom of this a little bit. Trying to get rid of like these awkward shaped holes. Try to get something a little more uniform like this. So we got some nice, you know, we've got it where it steps up and down and flat planes. That's kind of the gold standard. Let's see. This looks like another. We have to be careful because I keep forgetting that ravine is down there. Okay, I'm gonna fill this in. Rebuild this part of the little cliff thing.
Hey, you know what? Let me hit that.
Really?
I can handle it.
I am certain.
Is there an ad going on?
Oh, come on, I smoked a ton of weed in the 90s.
Hold on a second. Let's get back to some music. I don't know why there's... Well, I know why there's an ad playing, but... Actually, I don't, because I'm a fancy YouTube premium person. I paid specifically not to have ads, but... That being said, you know... They gotta make their money. I respect that. That's not so bad. Okay, let's grab some of this, smush it down. Does anyone know why this is the case? That like there are certain pockets in here that I cannot place blocks. I mean, I can place blocks, I think. Yeah, I can place regular blocks. But for some reason, the see that? It won't let me place an actual sphere full of stuff there. But it'll let me place it above and let it fall in, which is strange also. Not really sure what to think about that. Uh-oh. You see this? This honey block is from the tree. We are starting to steal some of the tree blocks. Let's be very careful. I do not want to do that. I think we're okay. I think there's just a couple of them. Hold on. There we go. Now I can see. Okay, the tree looks okay. Don't worry. I wasn't worried. Were you worried? I definitely did not panic and think that I had ruined quite possibly the greatest thing that I have ever created in my entire life. Wasn't thinking that at all. Not even a little bit worried. Uh-oh. We did it again. Okay, we gotta stop using the gravity brush so close to the tree. This is very nerve-wracking, and I do not want. So that's the stuff we're gonna have to do by hand, because oh man, I would be so mad at myself if I did something to mess up the tree. It is such a nice tree. Alright. See if we can get a little bit of a more reasonable shape on this. Ooh, that was drastic. Not bad though. Let's see. Oh yeah. Looking much better, I think. Okay. Let's see. Did we mess up the... That's not too bad. Actually, that looks okay. We'll probably grab a few of these blocks and just kind of fill in some of this, just so it still looks like it's going down into the dirt. Something like that. And behind a little bit more. Yeah, that's not so bad. Okay. This is like kind of weird though. Let's fill this in. Oops. Okay. Smooth this out just a little bit more. Okay, let's fly up and see if we can get a little bit of a view from above. Look at that. That's looking much nicer. That does not look nearly as much like the random mess we started out with. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty cool lake. You know, the more I look at it, the more I actually like the shape. I wasn't sure at the beginning, but honestly, I think it's growing on me. It's growing on me, you know? Alright, so the next step is that right now, the bottom of this is... It's smoother in terms of the shape, but it's still covered in all sorts of weird blocks. What I'm going to do probably is change most or all of those other blocks into stone. Because if the entire thing is stone, then what I can do is I can paint on top of that, and I can get the layers that I want just by changing stone into various different things. Because when it's all mixed up like this, you know, I mean, this is like the normal Minecraft generation of things, and it's great. It's not very beautiful. Not quite what I'm looking for. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. I think also we'll use this fancy diamond shovel brush just to mess around a little bit with the shape of things, you know, because we can drop some sand here and there and get, you know, kind of different shapes. Like I can do this and just let the sand fall. When it does, we'll end up with some nice things, I think. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the sand to fall, though. There we go. Hit it with the smooth brush a little bit. And this will let us just work on the shape a little bit without having to worry too much that we're breaking things, or, you know, and also without having to place each block individually by hand. Not bad, not bad. I'd like this, yeah. So I want this little green, you know, this area with the grass and everything to be a little bit of a shelf, where the water comes and falls on here and then falls some more, you know, the multi-waterfall thing going on. We're gonna try and achieve that just by messing with these. We've also got some random holes in the face of this that see, look at that. That's not good. I'll have to fix that by hand. We'll just connect this up. And for now, that'll be okay. There we go. That's a little better. Got some more stuff down here. It is always kind of weird when you end up with these floating blocks. Because, you know, it's a mountain. Things don't really float in mountains. I mean, maybe you've got a cool floating mountain, but real world mountains, things generally don't float around quite as much. But I like to do a lot of my design work in sand when it comes to terraforming, because sand has the, you know, that nice property where it falls, and the falling physics gives us some nice shapes. I think I'd like this to have a little bit of a shelf too. Too bad. A little bit more here. A few more pieces around here. Not too bad, not too bad. All right. Smooth some of this out a little bit. You know, a lot of what we're trying to do here is just make sure it just doesn't look like spheres. Yeah, sure. Let's just finish a little bit of this, just so I don't lose my place, because inevitably I will. I think that's good for now. Alright, let's go take a look at some trees. Trees. Oh. Oh, look at these. Oh, I like these. These are nice. Wow. That's really good. Huh. Alright. Obligatory shader section, just because I think it's going to look really good. I have high hopes. Oops, I don't want to change the time. I want to... Wow, look at that. That is just beautiful. Oh. Look at that. These are just so pretty. This is exactly what this little garden area needed. Look at that with the sun behind it. Oh, we're inside the flowers. How's that for a view, right? That is really good. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think they add a lot to this garden area. You know, they fill it in really nicely. And they help, you know, I mean, part of the problem with this garden in general is just that it's vertically a very tall space, but horizontally, you know, it's kind of a trench. You can see that these walls are very tall. And it's difficult to fill the space in a way that doesn't look weird. But I think that these big tall trees are actually doing a really good job of that. We'll fly up around here a little bit. Just get some nice views of them from different angles. Yeah. I really like that. It's very picturesque. Alright, well I can't wait to see, you know, I mean these trees on this side are gonna end up looking very similar, I'm assuming. BSL. Yeah, so if anyone's interested, this shader pack is the BSL shader pack. It is my favorite. I've experimented with a lot of different ones, but I have to say BSL really nails the reflections and things. It's got some strong colors, which I like. Gotta take some screenshots. Yeah. I don't know, MCX, I don't know if you're still in this in the stream and everything, if you can hear me. But a lot of it is happens to be like the settings of the shaders themselves. And if you're not in the stream, then I will tell you that in person when I see you next. All right, let's turn these off because these make everything go slow. And we'll go over here for a little bit longer. We are rapidly approaching the 2-hour mark, and I don't want to go too far over that, I don't think. All right, let's see. There we go. Getting some good shapes there. Let's see if there's any other stuff we want to add on before we start taking more stuff. Yeah, a lot of it's going to be just messing around with the settings. That's what I had to do, because when I started out with the BSL stuff, even the BSL stuff looked pretty bad. But over time, you find the right settings for what you think is beautiful. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much help I'll be, but I can try. Okay. Let's do stone. We're gonna mask granite. I'm just going around and turn all this granite into stone. Sometimes hard to tell the difference between the granite and the regular dirt, because they are very similar colors. I suppose the granite is a tiny bit redder. Oh look, there's our bee friend again. Is this one of the named bees? No, it's not. We have a lot of bees in the city, or at least they were in the city, who have name tags and stuff. But because bees are, they're flying creatures, they have a tendency to just kind of wander off, and we never really know exactly where they get off to. Sometimes they come back. Every once in a while, I'll be, flying around the world somewhere, and I will happen upon a solitary bee with a name tag. Some of them we never see again, It's a sad state of bee affairs in the city. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn all this sand into stone. This is a lot of sand. We don't necessarily need to get every little bit of it, you know, not 100% coverage or anything. We just want to get most of it. Because that's going to make our lives easier when we start trying to change the shapes and colors that we're working with. Trying to texture the riverbed with some blocks that aren't stone, you know, because I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been to the bottom of many lakes, but I would imagine that the bottom of many lakes is not necessarily solid stone. Looks like all of the sand. Let's move on to diorite. Diorite is at least easier to see. Looks kind of like I don't know. To be honest, it looks kind of like pigeon poop, but I don't know if that was the intention. I don't actually know. I don't know if I've ever seen real diorite before in the world. I don't know. Is diorite a real thing, or is it a special Minecraft thing? You'd think that I would know. I live with geologists. I was raised by geologists, but there's still many mysteries of the world that remain a mystery to me. Okay, I think dirt is next. Mask it. There you go. MCX with the save. Diorite is a real thing. See, I knew that andesite was a real thing, but I did not know that diorite was a real thing. You learn something new every day, folks. You learn something new every day. That's part of the fun of life. I kind of figured that prismarine wasn't a real thing. It sounds a bit made up. All right, what other stuff? I think andesite. That one's really hard to see, but we'll do our best. Because if we don't, we're gonna have these weird blotches of andesite all across our riverbed, which I'd like to avoid. It is subtly different, huh? Andesite. Where are you, andesite? Come out. I need to get rid of you. You're messing up my nice riverbed. I don't have anything against you personally, andesite. It's not a personal thing, it's just business. You understand, I'm sure. Inevitably I will miss some, and it's going to be driving me nuts when I get to the point when I notice that I missed it, but my eyes are only so good at seeing things. So, alright. I think the other little stuff, like iron and coal, not too concerned about. I've also seen that we've got a few little things we need to take care of over here. Just flatten some of this out. There we go. Nope, this one. There we go. Alright. Lake is coming together. Alright. I I guess the next thing to really look at and think about and consider. So I'll show you guys. I don't know. One of my previous streams was like 2 hours of me placing seaweed and stuff in the bottom of this river. But I imagine that the bottom of a lake would look somewhat similar to the bottom of a river, right? That seems like it could be true. And what I did in here, I've got this nice mix of sand and sandstone and smooth sandstone, and I think those are I think that's birch wood. Down at the bottom here, it's kind of a sand layer at the bottom of the river. And then next we've got a little bit of a gravel layer. We've got some, got gravel and cobblestone, dirt. Got a little bit of brown wool and some soul sand. And I think that I like the way this looks in general for the bottom of the river. It looks kind of rivery, and I think it really, especially out of the water when you're looking down into the water, that looks like the bottom of a river, right? At least reasonably so. And I can't imagine that the bottom of a lake really looks that much different than the bottom of a river, all things said and done. Maybe a little more mud and a little bit less sand, perhaps. But I think it's not a bad idea to sort of follow the same general design principles with, your silty stuff at the bottom, sand and gravel, and then work your way up to like dirt and stone. So we'll do a little bit of that. Alright. So for this, instead of using a sphere brush, because when we use spheres, it makes round objects. We're going to use a cylinder brush. Cylinders make, flat circles, which is perfect for filling in the bottom of something, like the ground floor. Let's see if we can find a good mix. I don't remember exactly what the percentages were, but let's see. 20% sand. I think it was just 20 across the board. Sands. Smooth sandstone. And then let's see, 20% birch wood. Gotta find the wood. There it is. Sandstone. Let's see, what else do we have down there? That might have been it. And then what we'll do, I'll probably make this 30. We'll just put a little 10% of cut sandstone in there. Make a radius of 5. We're going to mask stone. We're just going to paint this kind of on the bottommost layer. Oh, no, we need stripped birch wood. That's what that is. Otherwise we end up with the white birch wood, which is not quite what I'm looking for. Let's try that. There we go. We can you see that this paints flat layers of things. So we'll pick a couple of layers and we'll just paint all of them. You can also see, I may need to go through and do this whole process with the coal and whatnot, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Okay. One additional step. BR. It's coal ore. Coal ore. Just like that. Alright. Thought maybe I could get away with not doing that, but it looks like I cannot. So we'll go ahead and clean up all the coal. Eventually we'll probably add maybe a little bit back in just for flavor. but for the time being, this area shall be coalless. Let's see. Is there any more coal? Oh, Finn's working on his prison. I have not seen that yet, but sounds like a fun project. It's kind of the Royal Dungeons. Maybe we'll sneak over there and take a little peek. Okay, same thing. Mask, iron ore. And of course we missed some coal. Inevitably. There we go. There's some more coal. Some iron. Coal. Yeah, it's I don't know. You know, I think that a lot of the stuff that people see me build on the channel, and then like the pictures I post on Reddit and Instagram and all of that, you know, they're very beautiful, you know, and a lot of it's unfortunately a bit curated by me, you know. I pick the best stuff. You know, you don't want to fill your portfolio with the worst work, right? But I think there is something to be said for just the amount of I mean, you know, I'm taking every shortcut in the book that I can think of. And this process is still going to take hours to complete, you know? Not in a bad way, you know? It's relaxing. I enjoy doing it. But there is definitely a lot of it to do, you know? It's takes a lot of time, these big projects. I am so thankful that you know, that I can listen to music in the background, or I can have the stream running and I can chat with you guys. You know, I can honestly, I could probably even have like a TV show running in the background or something these days. It's, you know, I don't know, it's a nice, you know, I mean, back in the day, that's not really something that you could do, not easily anyway. So I'm ever thankful for the wonders of modern technology, as it were. A little more coal there. Let me see. Oh, I think we missed some andesite. Okay. Pretty sure that's... well, I say that's most of the gravel, and then I immediately find more gravel, so... Let's see, we got one little piece of iron ore. Not really worried about that. The irony of all of this is that 100% I would clean up all this gravel and stuff, and then, you know, an hour or two down the road, I'm gonna come in and place down more gravel by hand. It's no, it's a little bit of a Sisyphus situation. This is my boulder to push up the hill forever and ever and ever for the rest of eternity. Luckily, for me, this is a boulder I don't mind pushing up the hill over and over for eternity. It's relaxing, I rather like it. suppose it's not really punishment if you enjoy what you're doing, right? Cobblestone. And then we're just... I'm not even going to try to do that with commands. This is ridiculous. Let's do it by hand. Okay. Do a little bit more of this, and then I think I really must retire for the night. I have, unfortunately, other responsibilities. I know, it's amazing. Imagine me as a responsible adult type person who does responsible adult type things. Taxes and whatnot. I never thought I'd see it, but the day came, caught everyone by surprise. Yeah, so using a cylinder brush like this gives me a lot of control over which layers of things get turned into gravel or sand or whatever, which is nice. It's you know, it doesn't, you know, everything, it's all at, you know, based on the height of things. So I can go around the edges here. And then inevitably what I'll end up doing is just filling in the middle. Is where it gets a little complex. Gotta make sure I keep it more or less all at the same height level, just like that. Now I know that everything inside here can get filled in. Everything down here is down below. Oof. That's kind of problematic. Okay. We'll fill this with dirt. And then, right down here, we're going to fill this with stone. Okay, cool. Pop some stone blocks in here. Just like this. Cool. Losing a little bit of it, but not nearly enough to be concerned about. Let's fill this in. Do. Oh, sand. I do like that, you know, Mojang and everything was, they were cool enough to include sand physics as part of the game engine, you know? It's not something that you really have to do, but it's cool when people do it. Alright. Let's use this one. Alright. Oh my goodness, look at the time. Alright. Well, as much as I would like to stay, I think other responsibilities call, so I think I'm going to wrap things up there for today. But thank you everyone who came and watched and hung out and everything, and all that. It's been really great hanging out with you guys. You know, I always like streaming. Some of these just kind of relaxing evening streams where I just get to hang out with people and chat and build and, you know, do the things I love doing. So yeah, here's the lake so far. Inevitably someday we're gonna have to have another we'll have another build stream, and we'll have a lake finishing build stream where we actually finish the lake, but that'll have to come another day. But thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you guys another day.